History shows us that armies have been defeated not by battle, but by the cold. The silent enemy of winter has claimed more soldiers than bullets or blades, turning the landscape itself into a merciless adversary. For centuries, the chill of the earth has crept into camps and trenches, sapping the strength of even the bravest troops. Napoleon's retreat from Moscow in 1812 saw soldiers perish without a wound, succumbing to the earth's chill. The vast frozen Russian plains became a graveyard, swallowing entire regiments in a relentless freeze. Exhaustion and hunger were compounded by the numbing cold, leaving men helpless against nature's onslaught. The ground, a silent heat thief, drew warmth from their bodies as they slept. Even the thickest coats and blankets offered little protection when the earth itself seemed to reach up and drain the life from within. This phenomenon is a grim constant in winter warfare. No matter the era or the army, the cold ground has always been a formidable foe, indifferent to rank or valour. From the Battle of the Bulge to the Korean War, soldiers learned the ground is an active threat. Veterans recall nights when frostbite crept in silently, and comrades never woke at dawn. It obeys physics, drawing heat from anything warmer. The earth's hunger for warmth is relentless, and it does not discriminate between friend or foe. Soldiers lying on frozen earth are like embers on ice, doomed without a barrier. Without insulation, their bodies become fuel for the cold, their energy fading with every passing hour. Many died on clear nights, bundled in coats, unaware of the ground's danger. The sky above may have been calm, but the real peril lay beneath, hidden and patient. The cold from below was a more efficient killer than the air around them. Frost crept into boots and sleeping bags, turning rest into a deadly gamble. Understanding this energy exchange is crucial for winter survival. Modern armies now teach recruits to insulate themselves from the ground, using mats, branches, or even spare clothing as a barrier. Before building a fire or finding shelter, respect the ground. The first step to surviving the night is to break contact with the earth's icy grasp. Ignoring this truth has cost countless lives. The lessons are written in the snow, in the silence of abandoned camps, and the memories of those who never returned. Will you learn from their silent sacrifice? The frozen ground remembers every mistake. Let their loss be your warning and your guide. In cold weather, we often focus on the air temperature, checking thermometers and bracing ourselves for the chill we feel on our faces and hands. But what most people overlook is that the ground beneath us is the real enemy, quietly sapping our warmth. The earth acts as a vast, relentless reservoir of cold far more dangerous than the air itself, especially when you're exposed for long periods. This guide will reveal why lying on cold ground is so perilous and how it can quickly drain your body heat, even if you feel bundled up. Ancient wisdom and hard-earned military knowledge both teach us the same lesson. Always insulate yourself from the earth, no matter how tough you think you are. Conduction, the direct transfer of your body heat into the cold ground, is a silent, invisible threat that works faster than you might expect. It relentlessly steals your warmth, lowering your core temperature and putting you at risk of hypothermia, even if the air doesn't feel dangerously cold. By the end of this journey, you'll see snow, frozen earth, or even a cold cabin floor as a real threat to your survival, not just an inconvenience. You'll learn how to create a protective barrier using whatever materials you have, branches, leaves, or even spare clothing, to keep the cold at bay. This isn't about having the latest expensive gear. It's about understanding and applying survival principles that have saved lives for generations. Are you ready to face winter's real enemy? The one that waits silently beneath your feet, ready to test your knowledge and resolve? Let's learn how to defeat it and ensure you stay warm, safe, and prepared for whatever winter throws your way. To grasp the ground's danger, understand heat transfer, convection, radiation, and conduction. Conduction, the direct transfer of heat, is deadly in survival scenarios. Your warm body and the cold ground are a perfect example. The ground absorbs heat indefinitely, unlike air. You lose heat 25 times faster on cold surfaces than in cold air. Lying down, your body contacts this massive heat thief. Compressed clothing loses insulation, letting heat flow to the earth. This process is relentless, requiring constant vigilance. Your body burns calories to generate heat, a losing battle. Conduction is the cold's secret weapon behind silent deaths. But if conduction is the weapon, what is the shield? Before modern gear, our ancestors thrived in harsh climates. The Inuit, Sami and Siberians mastered winter survival. They knew never to sleep directly on snow or frozen ground. Insulation was key. A thick barrier beneath was essential. Spruce boughs and animal hides created insulating layers. This ancient wisdom is relevant today. Create a barrier of trapped air. Their survival proves this wisdom works. Even disciplined armies respected the cold's power. Roman legions used sheepskins to combat ground cold. Soldiers laid sheepskins wool side up for insulation. This simple solution slowed heat loss to the ground. A well-rested soldier was an effective soldier. Protecting soldiers' warmth was as crucial as combat. In survival, your body is your most important asset. Create a barrier before resting in the cold. Misinformation in survival can be deadly. A high-tech sleeping bag isn't enough without ground insulation. Sleeping bags lose insulation when compressed on cold ground. A -40-degree bag won't save you without a pad. Blankets work by trapping air, but compress beneath you. Fold blankets for a thick pad, then cover yourself. Tents offer no ground insulation. They're just a shelter. A tent floor is like lying on bare ground. A tent is part of a system needing ground insulation. Don't believe myths. Understand the need for a ground barrier. Protect yourself from the ground's cold. Insulation is key to survival. In survival, use the natural world as your toolkit. Create a thick, dry barrier between you and the ground. Gather dry leaves, pine needles and grasses. Build a pile at least a foot thick after compression. Contain it with logs or rocks for a natural mattress. Use a poncho or tarp to create a debris bed. Dryness is crucial. Wet materials conduct heat away. Repurpose equipment. Backpacks, clothes and ropes insulate. In urban scenarios, use car mats or cardboard. Cardboard traps air like a high-tech pad. Assess your surroundings and separate your body from the ground. Every layer is a victory in the battle for warmth. Remember, insulation is your mission. Modern technology offers efficient tools against conductive heat loss. The most important winter gear is the sleeping pad. Closed-cell foam pads and inflatable air mattresses are key. Foam pads are reliable, waterproof, and indestructible. Inflatable pads offer comfort and insulation but can puncture. R-value measures a pad's insulation. Higher is better. A winter pad should have an R-value of 5 or higher. Understanding R-value is crucial for gear choice. A pad stops the ground from stealing your warmth. Never venture into the cold without appropriate insulation. Protect yourself with the right tools. Our journey through history reveals a crucial truth about surviving the harshest winters. For centuries, explorers, soldiers and adventurers have faced the unforgiving cold, and their stories all point to one essential lesson. Protect yourself from the cold ground at all costs. The earth beneath you can sap your body heat faster than you might expect, even if you're bundled up. The ground is a massive heat sink, far more efficient at stealing warmth than the air around you. Lying directly on snow or frozen soil can drain your energy and put you at risk of hypothermia. A sleeping bag or blanket is almost useless without proper ground insulation. No matter how thick your sleeping bag, it compresses under your weight, losing its ability to trap heat. Ancient peoples and armies knew to combat this silent killer. They used animal hides, pine boughs, and layers of natural materials to create a barrier between themselves and the frozen earth. Myths about winter survival can be deadly. Don't trust the idea that a thick blanket alone will keep you safe on snow. Create a lofty, uncompressed barrier between you and the earth. The more air you can trap in your bedding, the better your insulation will be. Use a foam pad or makeshift mattress with trapped air. Even a pile of dry leaves or pine needles can make a huge difference in keeping you warm. Solve the problem of the ground before anything else. Make ground insulation your first priority when setting up camp in winter. In cold situations, always ask yourself, what can I put between myself and the ground? Look for anything that adds loft and keeps you separated from the cold earth. Share this knowledge and practice it. Teach others, especially those new to winter camping, about the importance of ground insulation. Never forget the silent killer beneath your feet. The ground can be your greatest enemy in the cold, but with the right preparation, you can stay safe. Our next lesson will explore staying dry, the other half of winter survival. Master both, and you'll be ready for whatever winter throws your way.